right.
Hello, happy Beltane! Woohoo!
Beltane. It has
Bell.
but it has nothing to do with bells. Does it?
I love when there's that kind of synchronicity.
Do you think that there is something to do with Beltane and Bell?
Bell and Beltane. I actually, and first of all, I thought it was, wasn't it? Weren't we talking about the goddess or god
So
Bell?
Belinus
Erica?
or Bell.
He says Beltane.
Well, there's a deity. Beltane is basically the fire ritual. It is the time.
That's correct.
Right?
Yes. Hello,
Hi, everyone.
Oh my God. Okay,
Thursdays, Psychic Sundays on Thursdays.
Yeah. Psychic Sundays on Thursdays is what's happening.
If you missed it,
I'm going to go check out where we're at right now.
I wonder
Okay.
if everyone knows that we're on. This might be a sneak surprise.
Yeah, we're going to surprise everybody. They're probably just doing their Thursday thing, and all of a sudden they're like, why are Riz and Lady O on YouTube right now live? That's so weird.
Well, you know, Beltane, if you guys don't know, is basically it is the halfway point. It's mid-spring, and this is an ancient Celtic pagan holiday or a marker, right? Because this was the time of fertility, of birth.
Yes.
And this is the time of Oster, who is the goddess of fertility,
Right.
which later became Easter. And I like to recognize some of these older traditions, because if we're going to recognize the new ones, we should recognize the older ones.
Yes.
And this was a very interesting time because fire was a big part of this.
Yes.
Fire rituals were happening in the ancient Celtic times. The farmers would even light these bonfires and send their livestock through the smoke to purify them. And what do we do now, guys? We're burning sage. We burn candles in
Right.
churches.
Yes.
Fire has always been the purifier.
Yes.
Purifier. That's
Pure.
see how the
if-
sounds just
pure
repeat
if
the
fire.
meaning.
I like that. Pure the fire. Pure the fire. Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably what you said
Ooh.
the first time, and I just got it.
So
okay.
that
My
becomes
crown
a
is
pure.
too tight. Okay.
You're letting your
Sorry.
crown sparkle tonight.
I know, because this is my month, y'all.
Well, you do have Celtic roots, right?
I
And
have
so-
Celtic roots, and you have Celtic roots.
I have Celtic roots from a past life,
I know,
which are very
but
interesting
at
because I've
this
always felt.
point, it's kind of like melted into this lifetime.
I very much felt that even though in this life I look much more like my Indian and Mongolian roots, I feel also internally very Celtic.
Yes.
And I have very potent memories of this past life. Do you guys have memories of a past life? But more than just fleeting
Yeah.
memories. I see actual scenes of my
Right.
Celtic. Like you and I, one of our first conversations were where we experienced when we knew each other,
Yeah.
guys. When we knew each other in an ancient Irish time. It wasn't Celtic, but it was actually Ireland where we spoke English.
It wasn't my most enlightened past life.
No, she was a very heavy-set guy
That
named
was
Jack.
drunk.
That was kind of
Which
like
I had to overcome in this lifetime. I was not a drunk, but I had to overcome alcoholism
Right.
from domestic violence,
But
blah, blah, blah.
But many times those past lives,
We'll
as
talk
you guys
about that later.
as you guys know, they replay in certain ways in this present life. So when I do a reading, like I'll be doing tonight, guys, some of you ask, "What was I in a past life? What happened?" And these questions, when the spirit guides, my guides, your guides, are all having kind of a conference, like a party line going on, when they connect through the airwaves, through the magic of technology, which mirrors basically spiritual energy, because everything
Yeah.
is just energy. There's no time and distance between us, believe it or not. We are all in the now.
I feel the people on the chat right now,
Yeah.
I feel their sparkly energy. They're kind of excited that it's not on Sunday because it's like they're being bad. Actually, can I ask you guys all a question? Write in the chat box if you are being good right now. Are you a good kid or are you a bad kid? That's a tough decision. So think hard on it. This is your public statement. But I do want to bring up something to your attention.
Yes.
So May, spring,
Yeah.
rebirth, right? That is the
Rebirth,
that's
fertility,
the theme.
birth.
So
it is time to be energized. Right now is the time to, believe it or not, also plant your seeds, your powerful spiritual seeds of magic, of what you'd like to harvest in the fall.
right.
Because Halloween, Samhain, which is written like
Did
Sam.
he just say Halloween?
We're at Halloween right now.
Okay, wait, we need a moment.
We're celebrating
ring the bell.
Halloween, Erica.
Okay, hold on. I need to start getting my costumes ready. I mean, It's coming up now. I mean, that's it. It's official.
You're right. We're at the halfway mark.
We are now officially in pagan territory. This is it. Okay, so let's go over the list of all the fun things that we're going to do this year, because I literally have been just dying to get to Halloween. Okay.
But, that's no pun intended, dying to get to Halloween. My spirit is ready for Halloween. Not the ghost of the past Halloween.
Dying to get to Halloween.
But Halfoween is obviously the halfway mark.
Did you just make that up?
No, it's actually a meme. Therefore, it's official and legal. Okay, so Halfoween. Okay, notice how it coincides with Beltane.
Yes.
So on the calendar of paganism, you might say,
yes,
we have Samhain, which is Halloween.
Yes.
On one side.
Yes.
And on the other side of the wheel, we have Beltane.
Yes.
Okay. Now, both one is about fertility, and one is about the dead and coming, and the veil being thin.
So it's a full circle.
We're coming. Well, it's half.
So right now we're at the beginning part, and then it closes its chapter in the harvest time. So we're entering into a circle. So isn't this a really good time where people can make affirmations and bring in their intentionality?
Yes, guys, this is the time. All week long.
All month long.
All month long. I stand corrected. All month long, set those affirmations, plant those seeds of what would you really like to harvest in the fall. Now, Beltane being, of course, based around the seasons, and what activities do you do in these seasons? What can you do to celebrate Beltane? Well, you can go for a meditative walk, something very simple. You can gather flowers and make, look what you did here. How awesome is this?
If we had a little sound effect.
Is that the sound of?
Do you know the flowers are actually supposed to be yellow because there's a maypole, and you're supposed to go around the maypole, and it's supposed to be yellow flowers.
So how do the maypole start?
We're not going to say anything.
So the Celtic men, the young men, would be sent into the forest to chop down the straightest, strongest tree they could.
Right.
They'd bring it back, and that's where they did the maypole celebrations.
Maypole celebration.
Yes.
I really think that's probably one of the most special celebrations we have. I know Indian culture has some of the most incredible celebrations.
For spring, yeah.
But just in general, I mean, I've seen some of their ceremonies that are just otherworldly.
We like to celebrate over there, yeah.
Right. But the maypole is such a precious and sweet, like there's the visual, and I still haven't done that yet, and I have to do it. It's on my bucket list.
Yeah, it's a real vibe, the Celtic tradition. And the reason why I think it's still so meaningful for people today is that we find the simplicity in these very complex, kind of chaotic times. But then again, when wasn't complex and chaotic? That it was that way in the 80s, the 90s. It was always that, right?
Well, I have a question. I have a question.
Yes.
This is a big question. So the question is, are you guys thinking about change right now? Is this because I believe that there's a universal consciousness. There's especially a consciousness in communities where people start to feel the same vibration at the same time, and they're feeling the vibration of spring. There's things about their life they may want to change.
Right.
So this is a great time as a collective if we all come together, because we really can draw up that energy and this is going to source you to really bring in and attract change.
Because why wouldn't you work with nature in this way?
Yes.
Hear me out, guys, because sometimes people
and by the way, necklace on.
Are you feeling it?
110. These are like big lava beads.
Yeah, these are from Ghana. But I got
glass
these
beads, aqua.
Yes, glass. Got them in Joshua Tree at our Alien Contact retreat this past weekend. If you guys didn't see the community page, there's pictures of us doing the stargazing. We're out in the middle of the desert in Joshua Tree, way into Joshua Tree National Park with our buddy Tony at Stargazing UFO Tours. And what we did was, for our private group, we go out at sunset, out into the desert.
Send a link now for show and tell.
Please do.
Oh, I did.
But let me tell them what happened.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So we go out into the desert, and this was a really special event because I want to talk about something. You guys are going to see a picture in the community page where it's the group standing, and there's all these stars in the sky. It's not Photoshopped. Nothing has ever been altered in that picture. This photo is a long exposure that we shot, and what you're seeing is the way the sky looked thousands of years ago by your ancestors when they walked outside. Now, even that picture doesn't do it justice when you put the goggles on.
Right.
We had the night vision goggles, which amplify the light, which show you what's really there. Doesn't magnify anything. You're still seeing everything at the distance, but it picks up the light of the stars. And let me tell you guys, it's like, imagine if you took a big black blanket and you just took a bag of rice and threw it all over the blanket. That's how many stars are above you right now, wherever it is that you are. But due to pollution, due to city lights,
right,
you're not going to see that
Do
anymore.
you know, we saw that big bright sun Betelgeuse. And
Yes.
it was just shining there, so giant and amazing in the sun, being its lovely sun self. But I want to say that was amazing. And yes, we're going to have another one next year.
October, guys. First weekend in October. Is that correct, Erica?
Yes.
We have any spots left?
We do. We have a couple spots left.
Okay, so we have a couple of spots left. What we always like to do is give it to our audience first.
Yes.
If you're interested, just drop in the chat that you want to know more info, and Erica will send you the link. Now, why is it important that we do that stargazing? You want to tell them? Because people go, oh, it's
I don't
pretty.
have the answer.
Well, you said something very profound that night, but you were kind of in your channeling state where you were
I felt aliens and UFOs around me everywhere.
We
and
saw
so
3 UFOs that night. Now, how do we know they were UFOs? Because the astronomer that was with us pointed out very carefully when we put the goggles on.
Right.
For the first hour, we were watching, and he pointed out what the satellites are, how to see a satellite. Well, they're very clear. And what the movement is of a satellite,
Right.
how to identify one.
Yes.
Then we saw where the Palm Springs airport was, where the other airfields were, because those are the flight pads.
Yeah, we saw that.
He told us how airplane lights blink. He also told us about the size of those lights. And then he said...
the speed.
And the speed. And then he said, if it doesn't have any of those things, he goes, what is it? And we're like, he's being so conservative in this
Yeah.
approach. And we finally said, listen, it's our group.
Yeah, you
can
can-
go buck wild.
Yeah,
right? You
seriously.
can tell us you're an alien and it's all good. And he went, oh, I can tell you. He started telling us about, he's been doing this for a long time, our guy out there. He's seen ships that, lights that burst into 3 and then circled around each other. He's seen the cigar-shaped UFOs. Now, some of these UFOs were half a mile long, guys. Half a mile long. Some were the size of a football field.
I could never process that, like half a mile. Like,
well,
I
the
can't
one that
even
we saw
imagine.
was he said the one that we
Oh,
saw
by the
that
way,
night.
I just noticed I have wings here.
You do.
Yeah,
Those
we
are
didn't talk about that yet.
Wizardrys. How lovely, my dear.
Thank you.
The Wizardrys.
Yes.
So
So-
the UFO that we saw was, he said, was estimated to be the length of 3 football fields. And we saw it with the goggles that night. It was huge. It was triangular. What can we say?
That
You
was
can see
epic.
it too.
So you guys probably have noticed, and especially if you're new, and if you are not new, you've probably noticed, we do a lot of retreats. And we do that because, drum roll, it's fun. And so
Big surprise.
it's a great way for people to hang out with us. It's a great way for people to go to sacred locations around the world, and we take you and we hang out with you and we show you everything, and we really have a great time. And this year, by the time we get to this part of the year, it's like we get like tighter and tighter for the rest of the year. So as far as spots available, so I just have to go over a few right now, if you don't mind.
We always do announcements at the top
I
of
need to
Psychic
share, you
Psychic
guys.
Sundays on Thursdays.
And if you guys don't know who we are, I'm a psychic medium, Trance Channel,
And
this
I'm an
is-
intuitive empath. My name's Oriah MIRZA.
and I'm
It's my lovely husband.
and I'm Riz Oriah, and this is my wife. So anyway,
You guys ever get like that? You've said something so many times that at some point you just like anything comes out of your mouth and you don't even know what
oh
you're saying
my
anymore.
God, I can do this. Okay, so by the way, my air conditioner is on 63. Erica's freezing. She has a blanket around her because I am so hot right now.
You're having
Okay.
a hot flash.
Just I live in one.
Yeah,
So
that's
anyway,
true. That's
oh
true,
my
guys.
God. Okay,
Menopause is brutal.
Isn't that nice? I'll look back at these days and go, wow, I was really out of my mind during the time period.
No.
I have no choice. I literally
You-
have to sit in like a inferno all the time. And so you imagine you have to like function through that. But I want to say we have such amazing retreats coming up that I just have to say there's a couple spots left for different things. I just want to get it out. Okay. First of all, we have one spot in a shared room in Sedona this year.
Is that true?
Came available, and the dates are
26th to 29th of August.
There you go.
okay.
Look at me. I know dates of some retreats all of a sudden.
Oh my gosh. Impressed. Okay. So that
I've asked Erica times, when is that retreat? She's like, it's in 3 days. I'm like, oh, I guess
Do
I
you
should
know
pack.
Erica has literally come up to me and goes, so what time's your flight leave tomorrow? And I'm like, what? What?
Well, I know when the flight's
Yeah,
leave.
but not me because I'm doing like a million other things. But anyway.
Halloween, because we're at Halloween, now is the time, guys. Salem Psychic Haunted Retreat.
Can we just have a moment, just a moment of reverence here for just a second?
Yeah.
Because you said the word Halloween, Salem, and halfway
haunted.
pint.
And Halloween.
And Halloween and haunted all in the same sentence. Okay, hold on. Do you guys understand?
It's a week after the Joshua Tree retreat.
This is when it all starts. This is when all the fun for the rest of the year starts. This is when costumes happen. This is when parties happen. This is when you go outside, you enjoy the sun, you have fun with your friends and family, or you start getting into shape for the summer,
Well,
whatever
this
you
is
want
when,
to do.
I mean, in a sense,
And
nothing has
then
changed.
You get to celebrate.
Nothing
in the
has
fall.
changed since the ancient times of Beltane, which if you're just joining us, happy Beltane, which is the halfway mark through spring, through the equinox, before the summer, and halfway to Halloween. And we're just talking about the things that one can do to really connect with what this time is about. So whether you just want to say it's Easter or spring or Beltane or some other word that represents our human tradition of tapping into the spiritual energies of the season, the point is,
Why do we have seasons? Beside nature just demands that it has seasons, but why spiritually do we have seasons?
So spiritually, we have seasons because it is about growth, evolution, and the cycle of life. So we
us
go through
humans,
cycles even emotionally.
Do we need cycles?
We need variety all the time.
So what about us California and Florida people and some tropical?
But see, the seasons
that
are
don't
more.
have-
It's not that Florida and Southern California
It's more
don't have
subtle.
seasons. It's very subtle, guys. So there's a
So we have to be more sensitive to pay attention to it.
in a sense, yes, we do. But it's also that if you slow down, you'll feel it.
Yeah.
Right? And that's pretty much everything in life. You slow down how you eat, you will taste it more.
And that's the whole point. So coming into May, coming into the spring, looking ahead down to the future of the rest of the year, you're looking into the fall,
The harvest, what you're reaping, what you sow.
Plan your whole rest of the year out right now. This is a good time. A lot of times what happens is when the new year starts and people go into January, February, everybody's like hanging on for dear life because there's so much things that they want to accomplish for the new year. They're just trying to recuperate from the year before. And so they're starting to get their bearings. So around May, people are like taking their first breaths. And this
Have you
is
ever
a
noticed
great
that
time for
like,
renewal.
April is like the month is like doesn't want to hear it. Like April comes in and leaves so fast.
April acts very Aries, doesn't it?
That's funny.
Damn.
Impulsive, like shows up and then leaves on a whim. That's
It just
April. That's an
acts
Aries.
so
You're right.
Aries.
You are right. I never thought of that.
I'm really
the
good,
energy of April, which is mostly Aries,
Right.
is so fast.
It acts Aries. Yeah. It's like, let's just get it over with. Come on, let's
and
go.
May takes
No
forever, like
time.
a Taurus.
And May is like, hold up.
Yeah.
Everybody sit down. Everybody grab
No,
a
May
drink.
drags.
Everybody grab a drink.
True.
This is May.
Yeah.
Right at you. Taurus in the house.
Yeah. Deep.
We also all do that, by the way. All Tauruses act like that around their birthday. It's really ridiculous. And I really apologize for all of us in advance, but this is how we act. It's really kind of childish and cute and silly and ridiculous and also really kind of cool for us.
Well, I kind of feel the spirits
'Cause we really
gathering,
like it a lot.
gathering now. They're all tapping me on the shoulder, and they're saying, "All right, so Psychic Sundays on a Thursday, and if you're joining us for the first time,
Well,
I'm psychic medium and channeler and shaman Riz MIRZA. All to my friends, I'm Riz the Wiz, and I like that title because my life is about wizardry. It's about the magic. So, hi everyone. I'm going to talk a little bit about what happens at Psychic Thursdays happening."
Yes.
What happens tonight is I'm going to be doing live psychic readings, and Oriah is going to be empathing and working with you guys on other emotionally based questions, things that are happening in terms of your emotional growth, your psychic growth. She's excellent at coaching you on that. And I want to say there are some rules, house rules. Look, all the readings are free, guys. Of course, the readings are free. You are going to see some people doing super chats where they donate to the channel. That's great. If you want to do that, great. It's always welcome. But It's not necessary. I'm going to be doing readings for everyone on an equal basis as they come to me. I can't get to every question. How could anyone possibly get to every question? I kind of have to go with the questions that I feel I'm guided to. Now, Erica and Oriah also read me questions, but they're not random. They are also, because we've been together like a psychic family for so many years, that when they pick a question, it is because they already know, they're so connected to me, that this one, Riz needs to go answer this one. So if we don't get to your questions, don't take it personally at all. It's just, this is the way psychic energy works. And if we don't get you tonight, some people we'll get to you next week. So thank you for being here and for flowing with us. I want you guys to just kick back, relax, because psychic energy travels through the airwaves and comes to you. What does that mean? That means that a lot of times people will write to us after our broadcast and say, I started feeling like I was lit up after and I was getting more intuitive. Of course, that's the way it works. If you hang around really good singers and you're listening, you're going to become more musical. When you hang around people who are really psychic and intuitive, you are also going to go lean that way more. So let's chill out.
Well, I'm going to start us off before I start taking
Yes.
questions with a little candy for everybody to just enjoy.
I have chocolate covered almonds here, by the way.
I'm going to forget. Just hold on a second.
All it takes is a chocolate covered almond for you to forget.
God, I'm already forgetting. It was a really good one too. Shoot. Okay, let me see if I can remember. Candy.
Let's play the Jeopardy music as she's trying to remember something.
Okay.
Ding, 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 ding.
So sick.
You know, I've never watched a Jeopardy episode in my entire life,
Sick.
but I know that music.
I love Jeopardy. Of course I did.
It's gone. Usually I can catch it, but not when I'm a
Was it
million
about
degrees.
the show? Was it about the house rules?
No, it was about everybody. It was about something that I was going to give a task for everybody to do to hold on to in the back of their mind for the rest of the show.
Okay, everyone, make up a task.
Oh, God. So I can't remember now what it was, but if it comes to me, I'll interrupt you, I'm sure.
Okay, now this bell is either I get a spirit shout out. What is a spirit shout out, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. A spirit shout out is when my spirit guides or someone on the other side wants to get a message to you. Yes, you right there. Then I say something that they're telling me to say. Sometimes I say a name, a situation, an object, something very specific. There's nothing, I don't say anything random. And then you'll say, oh yeah, that's to me. Okay, 1 second. Let me have another chocolate almond.
Oh, wait. I think I'm forgetting already. Hold on.
What is going on?
Okay, listen. If you were currently right now 101 or to 102 degrees, how would you try to
How would I
remember
feel?
anything?
I couldn't. It's overheating.
Are you hot in that?
I don't know. Am I?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, but let me finish. So spirit shout out is I say what comes to me and you go, oh snap, that's my uncle. Whatever.
Okay.
Now
I remember.
But I have not finished.
Okay.
Okay. As far as questions go, if it's a mediumship reading, please ask if it's someone's really. I know this sounds funny, but sometimes people just ask the most random question. Yeah, I wonder what my old neighbor, Tony from 20 years ago is doing. Don't ask questions like that. It should appear people who really miss someone and really want a connection. Now, I can't guarantee they're going to come through. No medium can ever do that. Okay? It's up to them. Now, give us the first name of the person, when they passed away, and who they were to you. Also your first name, because some of you have, YouTube handles and we don't know what your name is. So we need your first name only, first names only, please. And you can ask questions about anything. If it comes to me, the answer comes, I'll share it with you. That's it. How about them house rules?
I'm
Did you remember what you wanted to say?
Yes, I do remember. Okay, so here's a little candy nugget that you guys can all hang on to while you are waiting your turn or you're listening to other people's messages and you're just hanging out. So a lot of people want to know how to become more psychic. And that's a large question with a large answer. So instead of you always wondering and trying to figure it out, I've narrowed it down to a tiny little area that if you focus on this, it will start to open and unfold, and you will notice the back door of your mind will open, your subconscious, and you will start getting downloads and you'll start seeing things. Here's the message. So if you stop making things wrong in your life, including yourself, the people around you, don't make yourself wrong in your inner dialogue. Don't make yourself, what you're doing in the moment, wrong. Just take out the ideas. Just go with me on this, okay? So just imagine your whole life is going by, everything day to day, scheduling, blah, 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 everything you're doing, and you are not making it wrong. It's not that it is not wrong or something is not bad or good or whatever. That's fine. You can attribute all of those characteristics to it later. Right now, for the purpose of this exercise, I want you to just take note that if you are not making something wrong, then what are you doing?
Right. So basically you're saying is that
what does it open inside of you?
Don't fight what's happening in life anywhere.
Because if you resist, because making things wrong is a resistance. And if you resist, what happens, that energy is a constriction. And that energy holds you back. And the other thing is, what happens is that you're not available to be present in the moment.
Because messages are so unique, guys. Messages are unique. Sometimes, many times. In fact, I think 90% of the time when I do a reading for someone, they're getting information on topics that they're not even thinking about. They're interested, and I tell them at the very top of the reading, listen, I will do my best to address your questions, but this is a connection with the universe, your spirit guides, your ancestors. All of this is happening now, and we have to flow with that, so don't judge it.
So the reason why Riz can do what he does as a psychic medium and a trance channel, many moons ago, he decided to just not make the process wrong, not make the idea wrong that he's receiving information or thinking outside the box or thinking of other things other than making it wrong. So could you imagine if he's walking around in his life right now and everything he's doing regarding his internal, like the psychic cosmic world inside of him, imagine if he were to second guess it, make it wrong, make what's happening wrong around him, blah, 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 inside of himself. I mean,
well, it's vulnerability, guys. So what you're really saying is that stay vulnerable.
Yes.
But vulnerable simply means that like you're being present but open. All your doors and windows inside of you. Imagine like your whole body has doors and windows all over it, and all the doors and windows start to open.
Yes, that's a great meditation to imagine doors and windows.
So try that, doors and windows all through you.
Okay, and on that note,
let's start with the spirit shout out.
Oh, here we go, spirit shout out.
Are we ready for it?
I'm doing the bell tonight.
Okay.
And thank you, everybody, for all your compliments. I'm reading what you're saying is very sweet, and it's so good everybody's here and everybody's having a good time. And hello to everybody. Too many to mention, but go ahead. Okay,
so there's someone here who's connected to the name Gus, G-U-S. Gus is, I don't know, what is that short for? Gustavo? But it sounds more American, like Gus. And they're connected to that name, so I don't know if that person's name is Gus yet, if they're saying their name, or they're connected to one of you who's out there. Also, the date of April 23rd is coming up. April 23rd, that just passed, didn't it? So April 23rd is either marking the birthday or the anniversary passing of someone. It's that specific date. It's not the 22nd. It's not the 24th. When I say a date, it's that date, the 23rd of April, okay? Also, the name Regina is coming up. So there's a connection to someone in the family named Regina, and this person is wanting to come through. Those are my 3 spirit shout-outs, and let's see who responds.
Yes.
Shall we get to the first question?
Yes. First question. Here we go. Okay. So
I can feel everybody tonight. It's awesome.
So Gabby McDonald has a question.
Yes,
She's
Gabby.
our first one up. Lady Oriah and Riz, do my guides or ancestors have any advice on my path in this lifetime?
Yeah.
I have been homeless since February 2024 with gratitude.
February of 2024, Gabby. So that's just now. Okay. So you're experiencing homelessness, which clearly means, well, right now you're probably not outside, I would think. So you're staying with someone, but you're trying to set yourself up again. Let's talk about why tonight is important, because tonight being Beltane, I think there's a reason why you tuned in. The theme is going to be rebirth tonight. It is about the fertility of your path, meaning where you've planted seeds and where you've watered them. Look, energy works a particular way, Gabby. Whatever seeds we plant and we water is what grows. Now, someone will say, but I've really planted seeds over here and watered and didn't grow. And what seems to be growing is this other thing. Well, that's where understanding vibration, law of attraction, and belief systems comes into play. Because not sometimes, all the time, our underlying belief, the subconscious, runs the show. Your subconscious, it's not your enemy. It's a powerful part of you that if you can reprogram the subconscious, everything is going to just sprout. Like Beltane, sprouting flowers everywhere, is going to happen for you. Now, for you, what's interesting specifically about you, Gabby, is what I'm getting, is that this is a time where you're healing wounds with mother. Healing wounds with mother. And what your connection is there and how you heal that. Meaning, number one, I'm going to take something that Oriah just said, which is right aligned with what I'm about to say, is where you no longer make her wrong, what she did or didn't do, how she protected you or didn't protect you, and or taught you or didn't teach you. This is a time for you to almost like Gabby, you have to be her mother and say, I forgive you. You didn't know what you were doing. You also were just a child of the universe trying to find your way. The homeless situation is really for you to get a running start of where you're going to go now. So the homelessness is not steps backwards. It's a spot for you to now take a running start forward. Where I see this turning around for you, it literally doesn't look very far away. This looks like mid-July where things turn around. I kind of tune into where I see the situation changing. Looks like mid-July. I do see a change of the physical location of where you are right now. Seems to be like the next city over. And good. Right now is a time for you to make sure that you are waking up in the morning, stretching your body. You have to stay flexible in your body, Gabby, because you're going to stay more flexible in your mind. It is dropping in with yourself and drop in as much as you can here. Watch our videos here. So many videos, if you look on our channel, are about rebirth. Okay? So thank you for being here. Very strong Archangel Michael energy with you, by the way. Okay.
Spirit shout out.
Spirit shout out. Wait. Can I eat a chocolate almond every time I get something right with the spirit shout out? Okay. Okay, what is it?
Nancy S. My grandfather's name is Gus, and he passed in the early 2000s.
Nancy S. Only a medium claps when it goes, all right, your grandfather passed in the early 2000s.
For those of you
What
who
a
are
life.
new, I'll
What
just
a ride.
remind you guys to say it really quick as a PSA. So the reason why we're so excited about people who have crossed over is because they're having a good time and they're having a blast and they're celebrating, and they tell us constantly. So we've been bombarded with how much fun they're having and how good it is on the other side, that we're so happy when we come to deliver messages because we feel them and the energy. This whole place is lit up right now.
So Nancy, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay.
All right. So Nancy, Gus is saying hi. He wants to breathe. He wants to give you a second wind. That's the word he's using. I'll tell you how he's showing it to me. Guys, I like to sometimes share my process because I think it helps people. So when I receive messages, sometimes they'll show me in symbols, pictures, actual entire scenes. So the way Gus was coming through, it was almost like he was showing me that he fixes the ventilation systems in your home, Nancy. That's the way he shows himself to me. And what that spiritually means is that he's creating more airflow, which meant giving you a second wind and kind of blessing people. And that's the way he was showing it to me. Okay? He's having a very good glass of wine on the other side. Yes, you do physical things on the other side. You're not floating around in robes. It actually looks like this. You have spirit guides. You go to class. You do life decisions, life reflection. It's just, there's no crime and density and nasty, disgusting behavior that us humans do down here. It's all about the creation. So when it's all of our times, we go there. So don't think that you can just, take yourself out and you're going to be in that. You take yourself out, you're going to be in some serious classes. They put you in school. They give you love, but they put you through some schooling.
How are you guys enjoying your Earth school so far? If you want...
You just mic drop like in the middle.
I know.
What a question.
If you want, you guys can put in the chat box what grade you all think you are in. That's a crazy question, but I did ask it, and you guys, if you want to answer, you can. Some people think they're in kindergarten. Some people think they're in high school. Some people think they're in the PhD program, graduate program. Some people think that, they're just starting out. This is all brand new. Everybody has their own interpretation. If you don't feel like saying it, it's fine. Some people don't care.
Some days I feel like I'm in first grade. Other day, I think most of the time I feel like a sophomore. No, I feel like a senior in high school.
Let me tell you something.
I feel like a senior in high school.
I'm going to bump you right now.
What?
I'm going to bump you to PhD right now.
You are?
I am. I got the power to do that. You want me? You want to know how?
Yes.
So.
She's the professor.
I'm the professor. Okay, so here's how. Here's what happens when you are so serious your whole life, right?
Okay.
You're so serious. You're trying to get everything right. You're trying to do everything right. You're fighting really hard for the cause. You're trying to do everything, cross off the bucket list, blah, 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 blah. Your whole life you're grinding.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden you pop out to the other side and you stop caring so much, but not in a bad way, in a good way. You start laughing, having more fun.
Right, and you let go what people think of you.
And you'll just do it anyway, but it's not a big deal.
You know what's a really good way to stop caring what people think of you?
You graduated.
Thank you. High five. High five.
This is what it's like talking to a fire sign, y'all. I've had to learn some skills to be able to talk to a fire sign.
You know what's a really good way to not care what people think about you? Start a YouTube channel. Put yourself on social media, because Phineas... Wait, was it Phineas talking about comment culture? Did you guys see the video at Midnight Madness, which is our midweek drop of channeling? I channel the guides. And Phineas came to do a bunch of mic drops on comment culture.
Yes.
And, I mean... I think what's really great about Gen Z coming up is like they're just having enough of all of the ridiculous comments that people are just spouting hate all over the internet. People come to I sometimes I'm watching a music video.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite music videos, has 1 million likes, and I'm reading all the comments. Oh, I love this song when I was in high school, and then there'll be like people who are hating on it. Like, why are you watching the video, and why are you taking the time to type it in? It's almost like this sense of entitlement that if I don't like what you're doing, I'm going to tell you. And most of the time...
Well, I think people are getting tired of it and bored of it.
That's what I love about Gen Z. Yeah. Is like they're
whatever.
Not putting up with this. This is like whatever.
Well, they just don't care. They were born into it. It was all shocking for us. Like, people are coming out of their houses and telling people in public how they feel. Right. Oh, my God. But my kids, the youngest ones, Kylie and Lennon, they're just like, whatever.
That's
okay,
right.
Fine. But poor kids, there are kids that take it too seriously.
Big love to Gen Z. We love you, and hang out with us here. Okay. So,
all right,
any more spirit shout outs, confirmations? You look like not yet. Okay, let's go to the next question. Nancy, I hope you enjoyed your message from your grandfather. Let us know.
All right, here we go. Okay, next one. Hello, Riz, Lady, and Erica. I'm very stressed this week and up against the clock. Can my guides please guide me about what would be a good physical location for me to go to next, or any messages, please?
What's your name?
Oh, did that not get copied?
No, it did not get copied. We don't know who that is, so we don't know how to address them. What should we do? Oh, dear.
The default Rachel D. The default location is always Costa Rica or Hawaii. Okay.
Okay.
The default location is always Lake Como in Italy. The default location is
my default location.
Exactly. Come on, where you should go? Okay, I'm going to give you two answers about Rachel.
Yes.
Rachel.
Rachel D. Yes.
Against the clock. Usually that time is money and all of that stuff that happens. Things are due.
Yes.
Let me feel that out. You have a very beautiful, powerful jaguar spirit. Sorry, it's a leopard. Isn't it amazing how they correct me? I see the animal. I go, that's a jaguar. And then Red Eagle, my guide, goes, it has spots. Hello. Like, it happens that fast. I'm like, oh, sorry, it's a leopard. That's how it happens for me. Okay, anyway, Red Eagle just corrects me. He doesn't give me profound messages ever. My gatekeeper gives all these people messages.
He's been saying this since I've met him.
He gives everybody long messages. They come to my channelings. Red Eagle talks to them for 10 minutes, tells them everything so good. I asked my gatekeeper a question. He's like, if you want. I'm like, should I do that thing? If you want. But should I do it? Sure. Like, that's literally how
Yeah,
the
because
response I
he
get.
wants you to go deeper because you're in the graduate program.
Yeah, I need to go deeper.
Well, by the way, people are responding. Some people are in the 2nd grade. Some people are in the 5th grade. Some people are in K-5 teacher. So-
I'm gonna give you a ritual,
Third
Rachel.
grade.
Rachel, I'm gonna give you a ritual. Okay, here's one of the rituals I want you to do. My rituals are very practical magic. Okay, I want you to go in the space that you're living in right now, and I want you to untangle all the cords, the electrical cords. I want you to throw away any cords or wires that are like from your iPhone 3, like, you know, that you still have chargers from back then or things like that. Throw away all that stuff. Go behind the appliances and clean up any scattered dust or crumbs. I want you to take the toaster and bang it out all those crumbs. I want you to do a little bit of this going behind what is something, behind the TV, behind the electrical things, and untangling the wires. Even if you have to unplug them and reset the router or whatever you have to do, Rachel, you have to do it. You have to take the magical power back in your hands. You are the queen of the castle. And where this kingdom is going to be next, first, that will be decided by how solid you are in this temporary kingdom now. It's about taking your power back now. It's enough of this. They're putting the pressure on me and I have to do this by that. We can argue and debate about there's nothing real but death and taxes, but this show is not about that. This is about working with energy. This is beyond death and taxes. Texas? Maybe it's Texas.
Texas.
Okay, so please start to, and listen, just because I'm saying the cords and the cleaning up around the toaster and these practical things to create more energy and flow in your physical home, mentally what's going to happen is that you are untangling the cords and cleaning up areas and corners of your mind that are preventing you from being the powerful psychic resonant energy being that you are, that you all are. Every single one of you are. I made a meme recently that said, healing is simply you surrendering to who you truly are and living it. Say it again. Healing is just you surrendering to who you truly are and living it. That's what healing is. Okay? So, this is a very powerful point where you're going to make a big change in stopping the anxiety, Rachel. So those are simple rituals, and go along those lines of what I'm saying and take that further. All right, next question.
Well, we have a really fun question.
Yes.
Jennifer D. In the spirit of Beltane, Druid roots, may I see what one of my past lives were? Thank you.
Jennifer D. It's not our friend Jenny D, is it?
No.
No, she would say it. And my childhood drink, Sunny D. Sunny Delight. Do you love Sunny Delight?
Yeah.
Who loves Sunny Delight out there? You used to be able to start your car with it. Did you know that? We called it antifreeze in the Bronx. Okay. Jennifer D, past life. Thank you. I'm asking Red Eagle to show me. You had a nomadic life that is of relevance right now. When the guides show me a past life, it is one of relevance to this life. And that nomadic life was when your tribe was guided, of course, by the stars for navigation. And this is about you and your sense of direction right now, Jennifer. You have to do, and right now, this is like, what titillates you? What brings you little delight? What brings you this little joy right now? And you might say, well, what does that have to do with the direction I take? And I go, oh, when you smell cinnamon or Cinnabons in the air, you find where the Cinnabon store is, even if you don't buy it. But you smell it in the air. So right now, it's about the navigational sense of your psychic sense and using your physical body to understand balance and where you've been overloading. Thank you very much for giving it to me right now. In that lifetime, by the way, you were male in that lifetime, and you were one of the people that led that particular tribe. It's not Native American. It feels more Arab, more Middle Eastern, like Jordan and Syria, someplace like that. But we're going back several centuries. You were also very interested in that lifetime in esoteric principles. And I actually see like little tattoo marks on your inner wrist. These were the mark of your tribe. It was just to identify you. It didn't have any sort of spiritual significance. I wonder if you have any marks on your left wrist, inner wrist. Sometimes people still have remnants of that lifetime. So that lifetime was very powerful. You can tap into that lifetime through meditation, but also visiting places that resemble that landscape. So I wouldn't say go to, Jordan right now, but I would say sand, rocky, desert type of climate. Good for you. Okay.
The next question, I think we both should answer.
Okay.
Super chat from Yasmin. Yasmin.
Yasmin.
Would love to ask Spirit if the constant pain in my left arm has a spiritual meaning. No medical reason found. Thanks. So I'd like to take a crack at it first. For those of you who know that I'm an empath and an intuitive, so there's some stuff here that I can help you with, and then Riz also.
Please.
So left side is your feminine side. So look into first whether or not you are feeling attacked. You don't feel strong. You don't feel supported in your life, and your feminine side is what's holding the vibration. So it's getting your attention that you need to do some work in that area, which I'll pass that part on to Riz to handle. And then as far as on the physical side, I will say the very first thing you should do is definitely go see a chiropractor or go find out what's going on in your neck. Because a lot of times people get tech neck and they get like these really, really bad, the atlas position where your atlas is sitting with your C1 gets thrown off and then starts pinching that vagus nerve, and that vagus nerve will run through your body, but especially you'll have nerves running down here and they'll get that aching, dull feeling. That's definitely, it could be a part of alignment issues.
Certainly. Okay, great. You want me to go into what I think psychically is going on?
Yes.
Yes, I agree with you. It is the yin. It is the feminine side of the body, Yasmin. Of course, this is where you have had to be in your masculine more, where you have felt you've had to shoulder the load, where you're carrying ancestral lineage of the feminine in your family who have suffered. And we are coming to, by the way, of course, this is specific to you, Yasmin, but also I want to say I've seen this starting to happen much more lately in women, especially where their left side, they're having, issues. And this has to do with, we are the soul group that you're from, Yasmin, and the last several decades of soul groups are the ones who are going to be changing the karmic generational burden in history in their particular families. It shows up on the left side of the body because that's the feminine. So where that has been overworked and is getting exhausted. It is also, Yasmin, your connection to receiving. And when we're not talking about receiving just spiritual energy, which I think that I can feel that you do receive communications, I want to say this is where you really let things in terms of joy, and out of survivor mode into the receptive, magical, powerful, not the resilient, the resistant, the warrior. No more of that. Okay? And I would suggest doing a sacred medicine ceremony. So do a sacred medicine, whatever sacred medicine you like. There's several out there. Of course, the mycelium is the best. And do a very light one, and you'll see, I can feel that you're going to feel the energy, the flow of prana, of chi on that side. You're going to see where you hit the wall, and then you're going to get messages from your guides who are going to help you do the affirmations during your medicine journey and open up that side.
So there was some chats going on, and
Yeah.
I was catching up to what everybody's talking about.
Sure.
And there was some requests about a surprise guest appearance. They were asking if Red Eagle can come in during our live broadcast and just say hello and maybe answer a question, maybe later.
Maybe he will if he decides. He's the one who decides whether he comes in or not. So let's see.
Okay.
Okay, let's do some more questions. Come on, let's do them.
Okay. So.
Oh, wait, I got a spirit shout out.
Okay.
The name Jessie is coming through. I believe Jessie has passed. Are you connected to Jessie? Please let me know. All right, let's go.
All right. Next one. Super chat. We just did Yasmin. Okay. Lori Skirchek. Hi, my dad, Michael J., passed on May 5th, 2015.
Okay.
On Cinco de Mayo, does he have any messages for me?
His name is Michael. And her name is?
Lori.
Lori. It's funny because, you tell me and 1 second later, I ask again what the names are. It's because the moment I connect to the energy, guys, what's happening is I get like taken down almost like a tunnel. So then I have to quickly come back and go, what are the names? Lori and Michael?
Yes.
Thank you. Well, Lori, he is on the prairie. That's the kind of environment that he's in. Very simple, old-fashioned, living his best afterlife is what I like to say. And the message to you is this: you have the blood that courses through your veins is connected to him as well. And that blood, even though it's a physical thing that disappears after we leave the earth, there's almost like a flow of energy that transmits through the body of the universe. That is, the blood is the love, the lifeblood, the emotional blood that you're connected through now. And he's saying that I flow through you, and you tend to brace up, you tend to tense up when his spirit is around you. He's like, you get tense, but instead of relaxing into it. So that the things that could be possible why you do that is, one is it's so emotional, or the other is that you maybe you're a little scared of that. So he wants you to know that to breathe and relax, and he's going to connect to you also. Also, he is commenting on the dog. Did the dog? Question for you. Did somebody close to you, I don't know if this is connected to your dad, but listen, when I open up the psychic door, all sorts of stuff come through. So this is for you, Lori. Did someone's animal get attacked that he knew or you knew? Like, you know how sometimes things get into your yard, animal get into your yard, they attack your cat, your dog, whatever. Was this an incident that happened? Also, he's putting a big heart around the month of November. That is clearly a very important month emotionally, with a lot of love around it. So usually that's connected to a birthday or an anniversary. And the name James is coming through, connected here also. In the old days, remember I said he's like on a prairie? In the old days, all the toys and things were simple. So kids played with like dolls they made, or they like were pulled on a wagon. I'm almost thinking of like Little House on the Prairie. And he's like, I'm pulling you in the wagon.
By the way,
and
any
I'm going to pull you
confirmations?
along.
Any confirmations from anyone from any of the readings, don't forget to put it in the chat box.
Yes.
So if anything is ringing a bell for you, or like, oh, I was just thinking about that today, or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Definitely drop it in.
Right. Yes. By the way, he's wearing a hat. It's a really cool hat. Like a prairie kind of almost cowboyish hat where he is. He's living this perfect life out on the other side. Okay.
We have a spirit shout out.
Spirit shout out. Yes.
Laura Dominguez.
Laura Dominguez.
Jessie is my auntie. She passed in 1983.
Jessie is her auntie who passed in 1983. Thank you. Well, she's saying, Laura, did you say?
Yes, and Lori just did a quick confirmation from her message.
Laurie's confirmation, yes.
I just learned Dad is not my real dad, but Uncle Frankie. Doesn't change the fact he's my dad. I love him so much.
That's why he was saying, okay, so what she said was, Dad was not my real dad. Is that what she said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now notice what the message was. He says, forget about the physical blood that we would be connected through. Think about we're connected through the lifeblood of the universe.
Oh, yeah.
You understand, Lori? Now
Right.
that makes sense to me, because he's like,
Yes.
forget about the physical blood.
Yes.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. And also, by the way, we get emails and comments all the time from people who are referring to some of the readings they got from us 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Or some time
Yeah,
past. They're like, oh, I got the dog that you said I was going to get at the time. I wasn't even thinking about
I
getting a
appreciate
dog.
that. Sometimes people
It's really
watch,
nice.
and sometimes people watch the replay.
Yeah.
And like, I'll say somebody's name and nobody answers, but
Right.
the person watching the replay goes, oh my God, I missed the live. That was for me. That sucks. But it's also kind of cool, right? Okay, so back to Laura Dominguez.
Yes. Her aunt
Jessie.
Jessie.
Thank you. Hello, hello, hello to you, Laura. She's blessed. She's giving you the money blessing, Laura. This is nice. Everybody's going to want the money blessing now. But listen, sometimes your loved ones on the other side will come through and shower you. Jessie wanted to come through. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was too early, but it's exactly when she was supposed to leave. She, you know, as a soul, she did not know that she was going to go. Sometimes people do know. I've had experiences where I've even, people close to me who ended up passing kind of knew, even though it was unexpected. She didn't know, but when she got to the other side, she found out that she actually has a very healing presence, and that what she went through, because I do feel a lot of family heaviness here, like she went through it. And when she got to the other side, as we all do, we find new freedom, but she wanted to take this moment to say that don't forget her, because she's not forgotten you and she's watching over you. Thank you.
What was the name of the person that we just completed?
That was Laura.
Oh, okay. Next person,
Yeah.
Simone.
Okay.
I'm going to take a little crack at this first.
All right.
And then I'll let you take it.
Sure.
Hey, guys, I need support. My daughter, Chelsea, is going through intense depression at 12 years old. We are distanced, and I miss her, and I want to hug her. I just want to know that she's going to be okay. And Simone, being that I'm a mother of 5, I have been through everything with my 4 girls and my oldest son. And the way I describe parenthood is just, it's the most rewarding pain you'll ever experience.
Wow.
You're in constant pain, and you constantly feel good at the same time. It's like bittersweet, because you want them to have everything, and you want to feel everything, and you want to experience everything with them. And it's like the way creation has it set up. It's not designed to actually have us get that feeling of what it is that we want to experience all the time with our kids. And it's a big surrender and a grace and a humility to be a parent. It's not easy, and to stay in good graces with your kids as they become adults. And my kids, my oldest is 31. So that's like a really big deal, to still be close to them and keep them in that tightness with
Sure.
you.
But you go through stages.
But
because,
you go through
yeah.
stages, and I've been distant from my kids at times because from their father.
Yep.
Riz is their bonus dad. He's been with them for 15 years.
Yep.
But when these things happen and I can't get to my kids, I go psychic with them. So if you can't reach them through text, if you can't talk to them on the phone, I tune in to that mother-child bond. And that bond is inseparable. I mean, it's just so, I mean, there's actual proven DNA that we share the same cells, DNA coding. So not just like that. I mean, I'm talking like I have some of the child's cells in me, is what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
like the communication is there. So they always hear my psychic communication. Anytime I've called them, especially the ones that want to hear it, they could feel me. But I have made that a point to send them psychic energy, psychic love. I make sure that it's not heavy. I make sure there's no pressure, and I don't put any negative vibes. So I don't put any guilt. I make sure that there's no guilt, because mothers and parents are notorious for bringing guilt into the relationships.
Yes.
So I make sure there's no guilt, because that's too much pressure for kids, and they will block you. So I keep it guilt-free. I keep my personal issues to myself. I'm the adult. I'm the parent. I handle my stuff separately. It's not their responsibility. And so what I do is I make sure there's a clean line of communication at all times. And I'm always sending them love and sending them high energy and good energy. And if I feel like something's wrong, I send them comfort energy, and I send them support energy, and very steady. I don't ask or request anything from them, because if kids are already struggling on their own, it's adding too much pressure to now ask them to take care of you. You have to make sure as a parent, you do not want your kids feeling obligated to take care of you. So that's my 2 cents. Passing the mic over to you.
Beautifully put. I will say also to you is that you have to understand two perspectives here, all of us at all times in this thing called life. There is earthly life, and then there is a time where you have to have, you throughout it, not a time, excuse me, simultaneously, you have to have the wider spiritual perspective. What is a wider spiritual perspective? So drop in with me here, guys. Look, you have your life, and then you have your existence. Your life is small, right? You have many lifetimes, but your existence is this overarching reality, totality of what it is that you are, okay? So each lifetime, different chapters in a never-ending book, but the theme, of course, is oneness. The theme is always love. So with children and with significant others, but certainly with children, there's a different karmic path with them, with each of them, sometimes within one family, having a different karmic path with each of them, knowing on the spiritual level, all parties have agreed to all realities. All parties involved have agreed to this earthly reality, whether it is painful, whether it is pleasant, whether it is so-so, and then you're going to work with that. You have to take a big, deep breath and understand that your time with this person who is as coming to be as your child, this soul who has said, I'm going to be the child to you in this lifetime. Understand that you're dealing with a soul who has lived many, many lifetimes and came for a purpose here. Part of that purpose is to experience the separation from you. Part of your purpose is to experience the separation. Now, understanding that you're on a longer timeline psychically with this person. Notice I keep saying person and not child. I have to keep saying person because right now we've been constantly in the identity of you're the mother, this is the child, this is how it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be this way. It's super painful. And we're in that reality, and we're also in the drama of that reality. So we have to pull back when psychically we have to pull back and we say, okay, what are the agreements here that we might have made on a larger level? The answer is you did. You decide that for yourself. So you have some clarity and you have a strong foundation. And you say, okay, maybe this is going to play out differently in a year or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And right now, this is the gestation period where we have to work with it. To use an analogy of an embryo, since we're talking about motherhood, it's Beltane, and we're talking about fertility. When the embryo is not fully developed, I mean, let's be honest, it doesn't look very pretty, does it?
Oh.
Looks very pretty and wonderful towards the end when it's ready to give birth. But in the middle of it, it doesn't look very pretty. But it doesn't mean that beauty isn't happening. It doesn't mean that magic isn't happening. It doesn't look very good. It's because things are developing. Certain things are getting cut off. Certain things are being born. And you're going to have to ride this through. I think one of the most powerful thing that you said several powerful things, hon, but what you said that was very, very important was not asking anything of them, not expecting.
It's the hardest thing you're ever going to do.
Allowing if the conversation, so allowing that to happen.
Can I just say one thing just for, and it's not even about this one message, it's just in general, for a parent to psychically not ask anything from the child is probably one of the hardest things you're going to ever have to do, because you know what? You're going to want to communicate with them. Yes, there's things in the physical 3D realm that you're going to want to ask them to do. Of course, that's different. I'm talking about on a soul level, on your spiritual and in your subconscious and your deepest recesses of your heart.
Right.
If you have any heaviness or energy that they're supposed to provide something for you, the scales are off balance there.
She said, I just want to know that she's going to be okay. You have a perfect right to answer that question, but in this conversation, when you're dropping in with us, we're never just going to tell you it's going to be okay. Because the perspective that I come from as a medium is, I'll tell you about my life. If I die right now, it's okay. It's ultimately okay. It's all okay because I believe completely in the eternalness of my own being. That's how heavy we have to go, because what you're experiencing is super heavy. So we have to go there with you. Going to be okay? Maybe not. Maybe she's going to be totally screwed up for several years and has to see a shaman and therapists and healers. But guess what? That's her spiritual path. It doesn't mean that you just let her go. You have to be with her in whatever way that you feel flows for you and aligned. But get out of this idea of, are they just going to be okay? That's not what psychic work is now going to be anymore. Those are the psychics of the 40s, 50s, 60s, 1800s. Everything's going to be just fine, or you're going to die, and all of that. No. It is now about spiritual growth, evolution of the consciousness, expanding, understanding your karmic role with other people in a reality that you guys are co-creating. See, it's very sober. The moment we go into, are they going to be okay? We're starting to get drunk here. With pain, with missing, with longing. You have to breathe, you have to sober up and go, okay, let me observe what is happening here. Since I already foundationally understand that we are on a path of evolution and enlightenment in our existence. That's where you have to come. Our children, these magical beings, these innocent magical beings are also powerful souls who have lived many lifetimes already. Maybe more than you, maybe wiser than you. Maybe they're master teachers who have come here to experience this particular separation, pain, longing, unpleasantness, so that they can step into the higher being that they're here to be. So that's where you take a breath. And again, and again, and again, and every day, several times a day, and watch this message over and over again, because there's more gold in here for you if you listen to it 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 times more. Thank you. Bless you. Okay.
All right.
Any spirit confirmations? I had these people were saying hello.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Got one more. Dude, one of you have flippers in your house? You know flippers, like when you go, what is that, snorkeling?
Yeah.
You have flippers in your closet? Somebody's laughing on the other side. One of your loved ones is on the other side. He's talking about the flippers in the closet. Or they're hanging there. Is that you? Let me know. Okay.
Okay. Natalia. Good morning.
Good morning.
She's waking up at 4 a.m. in Switzerland right now.
Wow.
And she's lucky to get I was lucky to get a message from you. It helped me to change my life in a very positive way. Thank you both from my heart. My question is, do you have messages for my best friend, Michael?
You have to give for Michael or from Michael?
For Michael. Michael is her friend here.
So
you're positive about this?
Yes.
Okay.
Because her and Michael are also coming to some of our retreats.
Wonderful.
Oh, that's right.
You
By
guys
the way, she's coming to the Virginia, and we didn't talk about that. There's 2 spots available on the East Coast if anybody wants to come to Virginia. And Riz is going to be channeling Red Eagle. You can talk to Red Eagle personally, get your questions
I'm going
answered.
to sit right here and talk to Red
and
Eagle
if you
directly.
want to, you can join us the very next day for a shaman journey,
Doing a plant medicine shaman journey the very next day.
That.
Yep.
You don't want to miss this. If you're on the East Coast and you can't get to us over here in California, this is your best bet.
Okay. Michael, want to talk to you about respiratory health and deep breathing. Pranic breathing, Michael. You had an Indian life. Indian like me, Indian. Not Native American, Indian. And I see that this was this is a continuation of some of the spiritual practices you did in that lifetime. So why you're interested in spirituality now is because you were in that lifestyle. Seems to be about 5 centuries ago, it feels. Yeah, 5 centuries ago. India, you. Region, did you want to know what region? Indore. Not indoor like indoor plumbing. Indore is a place in India. Indore. That's where you were. And you were a male. And your nice handlebar mustache. You were rocking it. Okay. So the respiratory health, the breathing, this is all to release grief. Lungs hold grief, Michael. So whatever it is that you are grieving, sometimes you're grieving for another person. It's not even something that happened to you. This might be because of the sensitive nature of your soul. Maybe you are developing your empathic abilities. Another thing is I would really like for you to start to play a drum, bringing like a tribal drum, and to work with that. You can play music on a stereo system that has drums and then play along to it. You can have your own private drum circle, Michael. You don't need to have 10 other people. So that's a way to have that with you. You do have a tribal elder from that lifetime who is still with you. I don't know if the name Helen or Helena means something to you, but your spirit guide is either the name of your spirit guide or they're referring to someone in your soul family. Soul family doesn't always mean blood related. Soul family means more than blood related, meaning people you've traveled through different lifetimes with. Yes. So, yeah. The drumming is to help the energy flow through the hands, coming from the heart center, and they're showing me this is the energy you're working with this year. It's going to show up many, many times. In fact, probably when I work with you, when I see you at one of our retreats that you're coming to, I will go deeper with you, Michael, on that. Okay.
Spirit shout out.
Spirit shout out. We haven't rung the bell, but Beltane, you're not even ringing your bell.
I'm going to do it Riz style.
That's how I do it?
Yes.
Why are you doing a face like
Because
that?
it's dumb. It's so dumb.
Do I make a face like that when
You're
I ring the bell?
supposed to ring it like this.
If I ring it like that, like Erica's going to bring me tea, right, Erica?
Sure.
Why am I hot again? Is the air?
I don't, it's
The air
like
conditioner turned off.
So low because
Oh,
it's like.
No, it turned off.
Alex
Did you turn
turned
it off?
Alex turned it off.
Alex turned it
I
off?
would not dare turn
I'm gonna
the air
kill her.
conditioner off.
Oh my god.
Do you guys have the nerve of your kids to like randomly turn things off? You turned down the music today when I was getting ready.
Who?
I was playing music in the bedroom. You walked in, you just turned my music off.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Riz, I did not.
Ghost.
Wait, hold on a second. Riz, look at my face.
She's going to blame the
Riz,
ghost.
Riz, look at my face right now.
Yes.
You know what?
What?
I did not touch your music.
Do you remember when I was in the bathroom and I was doing my eyeliner?
I did not touch your music because when you're getting ready, I leave your music alone.
Remember when you came and you said, I have an idea?
No.
Something in the kitchen. Something got shut off. That it wasn't me or you earlier today either. Remember?
Erica said something in the kitchen got shut off. Like what?
When you were making
The music?
lunch. No, the stove.
Oh, the stove shut off on its own.
Remember?
And that's never happened.
You thought
I turned the fire on for the frying pan.
And the dial turned?
I turned the dial, turned it on, flame came on,
Yeah.
put the lid on. I said, Erica, can you watch this? I'll be right back.
Right.
We came back. I said, is it almost done? And she goes, let's check. I haven't heard anything. I looked. It was off.
You mean the dial was
The
turned off?
dial was turned off.
Yo.
Not me.
Okay, so wait, let's go back. I did not touch your music.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
I got a sage in here.
You better start saging, girl. That's all I got to say right now.
Okay. Maybe everybody's spirit guide.
Moomy did leave because of the bell, and sometimes that's kind of a good thing because she digs her nails into my leg.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with that. By the way, these cats have no idea what's coming,
Your dog.
but on May...
I should say our dog. I had to stop
13th.
saying your dog.
No, you can say my dog.
She's fine with that.
It's totally fine. My teacup Yorkie,
Okay.
is coming May
That was
13th.
good.
The pen is ready. The blankets are ready. The sleeping dog with the little heartbeat is ready. I got all the food treats. I got all the stuff. Everything is ready. I'm so nervous, like a new mom. I can't wait. And there's a lot of dog messages and comments and people talking about dogs. Yeah, they have questions. So anyway.
Okay. Spirit shout out in the middle of this.
Poor John's like waiting for his spirit shout out too. The confirmation, the flippers.
The flippers.
Really sidetracked.
Okay, before I get to the flippers confirmation, there's another spirit shout out happening right now, and it is about this. There's a soda called Sugar-Free Tab.
Oh yeah.
You know it?
Yes, I do.
You're too young to know Sugar-Free Tab, or does it?
I had a friend who's obsessed with Tab.
Okay, so there's somebody here on the other side who was kind of obsessed with Tab. Is that your friend, relative?
I mean, I think
Okay,
she's still living.
so let me know. Not you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ew.
Do you know Erica tries to get messages during Psychic Sunday? She had her freaking family member came in and gave her a message. She can get messages from Riz anytime, day or night. And we had to stop and pause the Psychic Sunday and give Erica her message from her loved one.
Okay, so if that was your loved one with the tab, let me know. Okay, so spirit shout out with the flippers. Who's the flipper person?
That's John Shy.
John Shy.
from Saipan, and he had a question earlier. He said,
Well, your answer is flippers, John. Whatever your question was, that's the answer is flippers. Go. Okay, go. What's the question?
I had a pre-birth experience where I remember being very excited and proud to live this life, but I'm suffering from some pretty bad chronic depression. What's up with that?
John, if you're suffering from depression, go do some plant medicine. What are you doing? Find a shaman where you are and do some plant medicine.
Wait, we have. Sorry.
What? It
We
relieves.
have a tab person.
Okay, great. It relieves depression and anxiety. John Hopkins Medical Center, University of South Florida, Imperial College of London. Where have you been, John? Go Google all this and go do a plant medicine ceremony. Your depression is going to go. Do it with a trained facilitator or a shaman, okay? That's the answer. And put the flippers on and go in the water. That was going to be the message that I was going to give you, but now I see where. Look how it works, guys. So someone is over here, guide, loved one, telling me to talk to the person who's got the flippers hanging on the closet wall. So John from Saipan
Yes.
writes to us and says, that's me. But the message that I was going to give, he writes with another question. My message was going to be, get in the water. Now he says, I got this chronic depression. Well, I tell him to do the plant medicine ceremony. It's going to cure it. Do a few of them in your life. Keep doing them for a while. That will be gone. But the water is a healer also. Get in the water. Move that body. Flip those flippers, my brother. All right. Let's go.
Okay.
Tab.
Actually, we have several tab people.
Okay, I'll know which is the tab person. If you go through them, I'll know. They'll tell me.
Okay. So, well, and Hato is one who came to our Joshua Tree retreat. So her stepdad, and then there was another one.
Well, you have to read it to me. You can't just say the stepdad. What? What about? What are they writing?
That's all she said.
My stepdad Lee drank tab.
Okay, and next one?
Shannon Ramy, my mom was obsessed
Damn,
with
it's getting
tab.
rough in here.
Huh?
What?
It's getting rough in here.
Sorry, guys. I don't mean to be rough. But what happens, you
getting
have to
WWF.
understand, I'm dealing with, like there's like a party of people waiting to get
I
in.
get it.
So I'm all calm and making jokes about chocolate almonds and Beltane.
I know there's a mad
As
there's a
one-
mad
as
rush.
one does.
We get it. We're
Okay.
trying to get to everybody.
But at the same time, there's another part of me that's literally like a ringmaster with a circus full of spirits behind me that I'm dealing with as I'm just casually talking and making jokes. That's how awesome your husband is.
Yeah, we already know.
Let's take a moment. Okay, so once a day, once an hour. Okay, so yes, it's Shannon,
Okay, I don't have her mom's name yet though, but she drank Diet Tab.
and she's passed away,
She
crossed over
Yeah.
on the other side,
Yeah.
the Rainbow Bridge. Yes,
Yep.
Yes.
Shannon. What's your mom's name?
Now we wait.
Let's wait. Dun, 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 dun. We're not.
John Shea said in an island in the middle of the ocean. Does that ring a bell for anybody?
That's where
Oh, okay.
he lives.
Saipan is in the middle of the
He
ocean.
lives in the island. Okay.
You're supposed to get in the, you're telling him
Get in the water, clearly.
Oh, get in the water.
And find a shaman. And what's the next? If you don't have a shaman, I'm sure there's a shaman, somebody out there who understands mushroom therapy. Okay, go on.
And by the way, I'm just going to kill a couple of people with one stone. I just want to say that people who are suffering with not being able to surrender, not being able to let go, and they've tried everything and nobody knows how to do it and they can't do it. This is why shamans exist. This is why you need to get plant medicine journeys. You could try ayahuasca. You can do
Mushroom.
psilocybin. That's what we lead. You know,
Peyote.
peyote. The list is long.
The list is long. Well,
Cacao, heart opener.
chocolate almonds, strawberry Captain Crunch. Christmas Crunch is very good to alleviate depression.
No comment.
Shannon Ramey.
Shannon Ramey.
Her mom's name is Roxanne.
And when did Roxanne pass away?
Oh.
Oh, good brother. Now you're going to ask. This is like the coordinates of how I reach them.
Sorry.
Tab is the big flag flying.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Okay.
what's her name?
Roxanne.
Roxanne is Shannon's mom?
Yes.
Thank you. Remember there was a rap called The Real Roxanne back in the 80s. Shannon, do you remember that?
Roxanne.
No, not that.
You knew I had to
Roxanne.
do it. You knew everybody
said a
wanted
rap.
to. You know everybody wanted to do it. Every time you hear the name, you have to do it.
True.
You do have to do that song,
Roxanne.
but then there's another song.
Get out the red
There's a
light.
rap from the 80s called Roxanne, Roxanne, dun, 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 dun. And then somebody else came out with a rap to battle it and said, I'm the real Roxanne. And this whole thing went on. Wiki, Google will help you figure out what I'm talking about.
The year 2000.
In the year 2000. Do you remember that Conan O'Brien skit? Let me tell you how old school Conan I am, because you just jumped on the Conan bandwagon, honey. I was
Nobody's
watching
getting
Conan.
messages tonight, apparently.
This is what comes. Hey, it's free.
Do tell.
You have to put up with my stories. It's free, and you have to put up with my stories.
Well, yeah. You know, why not?
Pull up a seat.
Yeah, pull up a seat. Come on.
Have a chocolate almond.
All right, come on, everybody.
Okay.
Let's just get comfortable.
I better get a chocolate almond sponsorship now.
I'll email Sprout.
Email some people Sprouts this morning, Erica. Tomorrow morning. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay.
Let's get back to important business here.
Okay, Conan.
Conan. So Conan used to have this skit where he would shine a flashlight. He'd wear a hood. He'd shine a flashlight. Yes, and he would go, in the year 2000. And then they would say these ridiculous, really funny jokes. And now we're in 2024, which means officially, y'all are old. No, let it land, everybody. You're old. I'm only 18. You're old. You're old. Okay, let's go.
Okay, next one.
Wait,
Ben-
but that was related.
There's the message.
Oh.
Yes.
The message is
Oh,
not been delivered.
sorry.
Okay, so
But I will tell you, she's saying
Somebody
the
said-
lyrics back to you from that rap, right?
from the real Roxanne, yo, Shannon,
Wait.
homegirl,
Crystal
really?
Waters says that was Slim Shady.
No.
No, that's not Slim Shady.
Sorry, Crystal Waters. By the way, Crystal Waters was a rapper in the 80s also. Not this Crystal Rock. Oh, imagine if it is that Crystal Waters.
No, it isn't.
Okay, anyway. So, Shannon, because you are my homegirl with the real Roxanne, give me some of the lyrics. What she said.
She said, Roxanne, Roxanne, I want to be your man.
That's right. So that's why you get this message from your mom tonight, Shannon. She's doing well. She's not drinking tab on the other side, but she wanted to come in with a sense of humor, and she's got her dancing shoes on, and she is kicking up a storm and dancing and happy and just wants you to know that how much she loves you. And I'm telling you because that's the way she came through. But she was showing me the cans of Diet Tab. Some people go, well, why can't she just say her name and come through? Well, what fun is that?
Yeah. Well, that's how they really want you
That's
to
like
know.
put a quarter in the, well, sometimes I do tell you their names, but that's the thing about mediumship.
You know, the first time you gave me a message from my dad.
Yeah.
But when I heard it was like you brought in some objects that only he knew about.
Right, he didn't say his name was
That's-
Steve or anything.
Yeah, because you could have said that and I would have been like, okay. But when he said those objects, that's when I was like,
Well, sometimes they
oh.
do tell me their names, and I say to a person the name, and it's happened here before. But your loved ones, when as a medium, I receive the message. They like to have fun and show me symbols. I don't know why they don't say their names sometimes. I just work here. Okay, the package comes in, I open it up, they show me tab. Sometimes the package comes in and it says Gus. My kid's out there want to give a message for them. And that's how it works. See, I like to make things very I don't know. I'm just telling you the truth of how it happens to me. I'm not trying to make it anything. Okay, next one.
Okay, next one. Ben Campbell. Hi, I'm new here. Hi, Ben. My name is Ben. I appreciate the good videos and humor. Well, thank you. We appreciate you saying that. We have been looking for a place to move our family and could use some guidance.
Ben, I need a little bit more than that because you obviously have you're not just going to move anywhere. So what are the choices you're looking at? And I can tell you which has the most powerful vibration. Give me 3 places. It could just be a city. If you're talking about a geographical location. Now, if you're talking about a structure, I could describe the structure that you're going to be in because I see where those vibrations go. So a little bit more here than just where do we go? Like I said earlier, the default locations are Costa Rica, southern Spain, and Lake Como,
Default destination.
and a $10 million penthouse overlooking the Statue of Liberty in New York
I have
City.
a feeling this one is going to stick around. The default cities.
Yeah.
So what are the default cities? When all else fails and you have a default city to go to, list them, Riz.
Get a $10 million penthouse apartment overlooking Battery Park City in New York City. You can watch the snow falling. It's easy. Just do it, right? But you asked me what's ideal. Okay. A castle in southern Spain.
Wait.
You asked me what's the ideal default locations.
For you? I'm talking
for all
for all
humans.
humans.
I'm declaring for
You're
all
saying
humans.
$1 million penthouses and castles.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't say the most appropriate.
Why am I going to go? Why am I going to say so?
The most ideal.
You said the most ideal.
Okay, fine.
Underwater dome, Atlantis-style dome
Oh, God.
in the Mediterranean.
Okay.
Shall
I'm
I go
listening.
on? Oh, really? You want me to go on?
Yeah. You said Lake Como in there.
Lake Como.
Yeah.
A villa on Lake
And
Como.
you also said Costa Rica. You said you
Costa
didn't say
Rica,
Bali.
an eco lodge in Costa Rica.
He's thinking North Carolina, South Carolina, or the East Coast.
Thank you. Bob or Bruce? What?
Ben.
Ben. Thank you, Ben.
Okay.
I'm actually getting Georgia. Not getting North Carolina. I'm getting look into Georgia. I'm seeing someplace that is going to surprise you in terms of, I see a single level place. I don't see multi-story really here. Ben, I want to give you a side note. Wherever you live, you in particular, you should have an infrared sauna put in. Like, invest in that. I don't know, maybe you're rich, you could buy 10. I don't know what your financial situation is. But I would say you need it as a place, a solo place. Infrared sauna penetrates deep into the body. It completely releases toxins. It's so good for you. But I feel you could really use that for your health.
You can get infrared saunas on Amazon as panels.
Ben might be freaking
No,
lit
for other
and
people.
loaded. He might be like, yo, I'll get
Other
one that's
people.
like big for 10 people. You don't know what Ben's
my
capable of.
God.
Ben, don't listen to her. You can get whatever you want. Okay.
Big, abundant energy tonight.
Big, abundant energy.
We're gonna leave it
What's
at
that
that.
Lizzo song?
Yeah, just
Big
leave it.
energy? What is it called?
We got big energy.
You got that big energy. Right, Shannon? She knows the real Roxanne. She should know Lizzo. Okay.
What's the lyrics?
Ben, for some reason, I'm going out of North Carolina. I'm looking into Georgia. And I feel that the value for what you're going to get is really, really good there. That's where I feel. That's where I'm putting my 2 cents in. And I don't know what the infrared thing is about. If you want to comment on about that, have you had inflammation? Are you trying to lose weight? What is the deal? Are you a hiker? You need to you need this time more than just even physically, Ben. It's a time alone in there where you just drop in and you feel yourself breathe. And it's like instant meditation. And instead of trying to meditate, the heat of the infrared sauna allows that to happen very organically for you. And I think that's what you need.
And Hata, hello, sister. Question.
Yes.
Does our rescue dog prefer Hansel or Milo? His original name. Hansel was the name they gave him, and Milo is the name he came with.
You want to hear something funny? I actually hear a different name than either of those two. What's the name, Riz? It's very different than Hansel. It's the name of the character that was in The Matrix. Neo.
Neo. I love that.
Name him Neo.
I love that.
Okay.
So he wants a more sophisticated name.
Ben.
Ben said we have an infrared panel, but we stopped using it.
Ben, use your infrared panel.
Get in the closet and get in your infrared panel and imagine yourself getting an infrared sauna. It's going to be a great investment. It's going to keep you really healthy, and it's a great, great thing. Put that in the house that you're going to be in. That's where I see it. Sounds like he doesn't care for Georgia because he didn't mention Georgia. Sorry, Ben, but that's where I see the hotspot in Fort. You want to give you another choice as well? Because the universe can also move me in. I'm asking north or south. If it's in the Carolinas, is it north or south? And they said south. It is not more up north on the east. It is not Vermont. It is not Maine. It is not in that area. It is closer to where you are. It is south of the D.C. area. Okay. But that's not Florida, my friend. It's not there. Okay. Yes.
Thank you. I will look into Georgia.
Thank you. Just be loose, Ben. Just be loose and say, let's just look. Let's look around. What are the suburbs of Atlanta? Or why do I hear Smyrna? That's in Georgia, right? Smyrna? Smyrna? Okay. Spirit shout out. Iowa. Is someone here listening or watching from Iowa? Or did you grow up or were you born in Iowa? Is your family from Iowa? Smyrna is in Georgia. Okay. Okay. Iowa this has nothing to do with you, Ben, but I was just going to another person. So yes, Iowa is for someone out there, family, someone here on the other side is connected to Iowa. Roots in Iowa. Thank you.
All righty. We are moving on to Crystal Waters, and she is determined that it's Slim Shady.
What is Slim Shady?
Eminem. I'm Slim Shady.
Well, of course Eminem made Slim Shady, but why are we talking about Slim Shady?
Because of Shannon?
No, Shannon was talking about the real Roxanne.
Was it Roxanne?
I don't know why we're talking about Slim Shady at all.
Okay, anyway. Here's the question. Crystal.
I got all attitude when I said that. I don't know why we're talking about Slim Shady at all. I have no idea why I said that with attitude. All right, let's go.
It's a difficult ask. I have a miracle son and a 17-year-old stepson. I've dreamed of my daughter, Destiny. I think that's the name of her daughter on the other side that she hasn't come through yet. Just like I did with my son. But fertility has always been a long shot.
I have to tell you something.
Doctor,
I can cut you right off.
Yeah.
No. I don't feel it. And I'm going to tell you, when I say it, it's because I either feel it or I don't feel it. What I feel is that this is a very strong spirit around you, guiding you, that actually is more of a contemporary to you rather than a child. Meaning the soul that we are referring to as destiny, that you are referring to as destiny, feels very close. Like, of course, this soul is going to come because I would give birth to her. That's very natural for you to feel psychically. But what I am feeling, just for some clarification, again, I'm just only going to tell you what I feel psychically. And I'm getting that this is a very close guide who is working with you and is a very beautiful feminine energy. Interestingly enough, if you were to have another child, I see a male, not a female.
Is that something, do you think, would have to come through fertility, or would it be
natural?
Or
someone else, meaning like
what
adopted
Do you know I heard the word adopted?
Yeah, did you? Okay, so then I would say, if you heard it, then I would say that it would, if you want a girl, then it would be through adoption. But I feel that the spirit that you're feeling is your guide, who is very beautiful maternal energy, whom I'm feeling right now, and I'm getting confirmation that is there. Just curious also, do you have any issues going on with your knees? Because I see your guide is saying you need some support here in the legs. Okay.
Okay, next one. Aqua Sunny.
Aqua Sunny.
Don't you love this? I got this in
it's beautiful.
Joshua Tree.
Yeah, I love things like this. You know, not everything has to be a stone or a crystal. It can be just colored glass and it has a lot of magic in it. Look at that. It's a beautiful.
And for me, stuff like this has a lot of magic in it too.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually really wanted to wear this tonight.
Why don't you wear it right now?
Because I have a crown.
So?
Yeah, but I can't do a crown and a mask.
Yeah, you can. Do it up.
Really? Mm-hmm. How do you guys feel about this?
Love it.
Love it?
Love it.
Love it.
Love it.
Slivin.
Oh, I hate that. Don't say that.
You guys didn't think I knew how to say that?
I hate that Paris Hilton thing. Would she say slivin?
Can we just not say hate? Okay.
I don't hate the person. I'm just saying I don't like that. I don't hate anyone. You know that.
All right, here we go. Okay. Aqua Sunny. Liliana.
Like Aquafina?
So now Aqua Sunny, it says Liliana. Is that the name?
That's her name.
Her name is Liliana.
Liliana. I am waking up 3 times a night or more, feeling like a voice is waking me up, almost shouting, change everything. Yep. Is this my guide?
Absolutely. So I want to just jump right in because it came in so fast, Liliana. Like while you were saying the question, I just saw your guides with a flashlight going into your room like, hello, where are you? Come on out now. you are going to become more intuitive, especially around animals. I would suggest for you to talk to your friends' dogs in your mind or out loud and pet them and say hello to dogs. Start saying hello to animals on the street. You're walking by, you see a dog. Hi. Make a little dog. Well, what's your dog's name? This is about the animals. Okay, let me break it down why I'm saying this. It's not that you're here to be an animal communicator, but you have a very innocent, childlike heart. And dogs, especially, represent that childlike energy, always wanting to play, always wanting to be your best friend. Okay? And you have to tap into that more as your strength and kind of come out of your shell. And that's what they're saying. Come out of your shell. You're saying, well, everything has to change. Of course, when you change, okay, here's a great example for you. It's an old saying. Of course, now our cat is saying hello while I'm talking about talking to animals. Did you hear her just say?
Can you trap
Come here,
her
Poofy.
in here by shutting the bedroom door?
Come here. Hi.
Come here. She makes her announcement, doesn't she?
She makes her announcement from the other room when she's walking in. And of course, while I'm giving you messages about animal communication. Now, let's go into this. Let's get into this discussion about changing. Drop in everybody, if a blind man or a blind person suddenly regains their sight, has the world changed? Has everything changed in the world if a person who's blind suddenly regains their vision? The answer is no. Everything's the same as it always was. It's just that finally they're able to see it. Flip side, if you're finally able to see something, your inner experience has now changed. So both are true. Yes and no, no and yes. So when they're saying everything needs to change, what they're saying is your perspective on everything needs to change. The moment your perspective on everything needs to change happens, the wheels start going in motion to implementing those changes, and the right words are being placed on your tongue. The right thoughts are coming through more clearly to you. So best way to activate this in my personal psychic plan for you is start being more friendly, asking people questions, saying hello to strangers, just being more out in that way. You don't need to go and be friends with them all, but I'm just saying in your day-to-day life experience doing that. Smiling more, being at the red light and relaxing when you're driving, not rushed. Okay.
You know, I noticed that for all you guys out there that have tight jaws, how many people have tight jaws? I notice all day long, every single day, I have this bad habit of wanting to clench my jaws, and there's no reason. And it's just a bad habit that I learned very, very young. And I practice, I meditate and practice to keep my jaws. I would rather walk around with my mouth open like this. Like
what?
Like this.
Why?
Because I keep my jaws loose. Because I have a tendency
okay.
to...
So on purpose you would do that?
Oh, yeah, because I have a tendency to... There's times I'm working, like I do very technical things, as you know, and I'm working and I'm like really in it. And then all of a sudden, I'm just like, oh, my jaws, because I'm clenching my jaws. And it's not because there's anything wrong. It's just a bad habit of when I work and I do something tight. So, and some people, when they're anxious, they do that.
I call it bracing yourself.
Yeah.
We start to brace ourselves, meaning holding tension in the body. Just like a person, when they're about to have an accident, the body braces itself for impact.
Yes, that's what it is.
If you have been experiencing trauma after trauma, things bothering you, whether it's on a big scale trauma or it's tiny little traumas, like things that really trigger you emotionally, those things, after a while, that becomes your low-grade life experience. Like it's always running under your normal consciousness that you are bracing yourself, like, okay, if it's not one thing, it's another.
Yes.
Right, that kind of thing. And the goal of life is to not operate with that as your foundation, guys. So the basic principles, the basic practices of being well. Here's my healthcare package. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
I'm going to give you my healthcare package. Oh, that was nice.
And you also...
Synchronization happens when you are doing the proper...
did it like I told you to do it.
Always important, right? Okay. Here's my healthcare package. My Vitamix blender.
Vitamix blender.
A blender. I got the
blender.
Freaking killer blender called Vitamix, which can blend a rock. I can make a rock smoothie if I want. That thing will grind a rock.
Yes.
Okay. So the Vitamix, which, by the way, do you know that I got my Vitamix blender? Of course you know. In 2009.
So why is it your blender?
Because it's your dog, it's my blender.
So
Okay.
here we go.
So, Vitamix blender in 2009. It's like 2064 now. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's still working perfectly.
Yeah, like nothing. Like it just bought it yesterday.
I'm turning 55 this year, guys. And I'm just saying, I feel
Wait,
young.
How old?
I'm turning 55 in
Oh
August.
my God.
Yeah.
I can't believe that just came out of your mouth.
I know. I can get that.
I never see 55 on you anywhere.
So
You're reinventing aging. Because I see you as like 35.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way.
That number,
So let me tell you why.
I think all of us need to reinvent age.
Listen, I do have to say this. It is because of my practices. It's not because of my genetics, because my family did not stay looking young, you know. Mm-hmm. And we have the same genetics, obviously, in my family. Okay, so it's because my Vitamix blender, raw food smoothies, I put all sorts of good stuff in there. Juicing, for most of my life, I juiced carrots. Mm-hmm. My standard drink was carrot, apple, parsley. Mm-hmm. Taught to me by Jay Cordich, the juice man. Do you remember the juice man? If you don't, look him up. Jay Cordich, rock on in peace, my brother up there. He died at like 94 years old. He was the juice man that used to be on those old infomercials late at night. He fathered a child at 73.
I loved him.
Dude lived into his mid 90s. So literally his blood was made of carrot juice, I think. Like you cut him and carrot juice will come out. You could juice Jay Cordich. Put your cup next to carrot juice will come out of his veins. Okay. So juicing.
Yes.
I would say shamanic medicine journeys, plant medicine, because healed my soul. Certainly all my years of yoga and breath work in that, including meditation. Mm-hmm. Those are principles. Those are pretty much free to do all those things. Close to it. And if even if it's not free, okay, you have to buy all those things. Well, guess what? You're spending your money on all this other stuff that hasn't brought you really anything but temporary excitement or joy. This is permanent.
I think that healthcare package that you put together is, yes, it's very important, and I think it's the staple. And I would also, did you add the anti-inflammatory diet?
Well, that's all in the smoothies, but I'm talking about beyond those physical things. There's listening to channeling.
Yeah, but I wanted to say, I think the thing that works for you the most is you don't hold on to things.
Right.
Like you don't grind your teeth and stress over things like that.
No, not really.
You don't go into that world of like there's like something wrong and like you don't. It's like you're very. You're like you rise above it. Like
the big
it's like
thing. I rise above the big things.
You're skimming on the water.
Yes.
It's like that's how you appear to me.
You know what it is? I let go faster.
Yeah.
The thing is, I let go faster. It's not that at that moment I don't feel anything. I do get mad or upset in the moment about something, but I let it go very quickly. And to me, that is.
I think that's the biggest secret of staying younger, honestly. Because if you hold on to stuff, I mean, that just. You're going to feel heavy and weighted down, and you're just going to be exhausted.
So in August, when my birthday is, I'll be able to get that Denny's breakfast. That's only for 55-year-olds.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to get it, too.
I know you will.
All right.
Next question.
Is anybody laughing at what we're talking
yes,
about?
There's lots and lots.
We have a
Spirit shout out.
Spirit shout out.
Kelso was born in Iowa. That is the
Thank
Iowa
you.
connection.
I was asking who's born in Iowa.
Still has some family there, and he lived there till he was 8.
Okay, Kelso.
Yes.
And that's his first name? I'll just call him Kelso.
Kelso.
It's a he.
Yes.
Sounds like a he name.
Yes.
Okay. Kelso, hi. So, Iowa. Let's talk to you for a moment. You can ask me a question, but I just wanted to say that this message was coming from my spirit guide, Red Eagle, who had many lifetimes, but also had a Native American life in which he was known as Red Eagle. And he was guiding me to talk to you about you. And the past life that you had is that you actually were Native in a past life. And that this connection that you had was this lifetime that you had is important in this lifetime about how you are. Your role here is to be the peacemaker amongst people, Kelso. And I know maybe you don't want to be, or it's a drag to be, or you don't want to be dragged into these emotional situations, but it's your role. Your role is to be able to see all sides of a situation and to be the bridge, to be the peacemaker between either family members or friends or even business people. Also, I'm curious, Kelso, if you have gone the route of entrepreneurialism in your life yet. So please let me know, because if you haven't, it's always open to you. Okay. That's the message for you for Mr. Iowa.
I just asked Red Eagle
Yeah.
a question in my head.
What did he say?
I said, are you willing to do a little drop in and say hello?
Uh-huh. And what did he say to you?
It was open.
Yeah, they're interesting.
Yeah.
So next question.
Well, I'm going to ask you, I will still get some questions in.
Okay.
And we're going to go way past 9:00 Pacific
What do you mean?
Standard Time, because I know that
We only have a few minutes left, 10 minutes left.
But I'm
Yes.
going to go past that
Oh,
tonight. Tonight I'm going to go past it.
are you?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
And because of the timing,
Yeah.
I felt his energy and I asked him.
Yeah.
And he says it's up to us.
Interesting.
So,
I haven't gotten that yet.
okay, so tune in.
I will be tuning in. I already asked
right
him.
now.
I'm not getting anything,
Of
but
course. He always does that.
he's waiting. We'll figure it out. Okay, let's get some more questions. Let's take 3 more questions right now.
Yeah, but you have to keep in mind that it's getting later. So if you're going to do it, you have to do it before the end of the episode. That's what I'm telling you. Okay. So now the John Shy with the flippers. Did you guys already handle that?
Yes.
Okay. So Brooke Weiland,
Yes.
I'm having terrible back pain and pain down my right leg. It's something that I thought I moved on from.
Are you standing?
Ago,
Are you standing
And now
a
it's
lot?
back.
I keep getting that you're like lifting things or moving your arms around or arranging things. Brooke, you said the name is?
Yes.
Brooke, are you okay? The spiritual message from your guide is your guides. You haven't. Oh. There's like this Dutch. There were artists called the Dutch Masters. Van Rijn, R-I-J-N, Van, and then R-I-J-N? Van Rijn? Is that Dutch? I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, that name is coming through, is one of your guides. It's because you have felt that you are shouldering things alone, that it's like you're trying to figure out how much longer can I do this in this way. It feels like, I don't know if this is business or creative or what. The part of you that's felt like, you have been doing it alone, even though probably there's people who have assisted you. It's just a feeling I'm talking about. And getting a second wind, and your guides are working with you on this. It is about needing some nurturing, needing some time. If you have to give yourself time to take off. I am getting that. Look, of course you need deep Thai massage every week, especially working on your feet. I get your heels. Interestingly, I get your heels and I get your sciatic nerve. Also, I would say get a hard styrofoam roller and plank on it sideways and roll on it from your lower thigh all the way up to your hip. It's going to be tight as hell, but you need to do it. Your body is it's a call to love that's happening right now. It's like you really needing some TLC, that if you don't have a partner or someone to give it to, then it's really about you giving it to yourself and being done with struggle, inner struggle. And I know I feel like you're a very positive person.
She says, yes, she does feel alone. No, not standing a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's the aloneness. This is the time. This is the breakthrough. This is the year for that. Again. A lot of people tonight, I'm feeling need to do some shamanic ceremony work. I don't know where you are, Brooke, if you're on the west coast of America or wherever it is that you are. But if you're interested in that, drop Erica a little email. Erica, send your email address, and then maybe we can discuss it, because I feel that this is deeper here. This is about you coming out of that feeling. You've been carrying it too long, Brooke. This is just a sign of your rebirth happening.
Each time we do a session, there's always like a theme. And I feel like tonight it's about carrying loads. It's about the body processing. Yeah. Maybe Radical can come in and say a few words. Everybody's really excited about that.
Maybe he can come in for a few. I'm just feeling. Yeah. Okay, everybody, just chill out now and drop your energy down from a 5 to a 4 to a 3 to a 2 to a 1 to a neutral, and surround yourself with light. Become very calm and very still so that you tune into me. I'm going to go into my channeling state, but I'd like you to join me and see if you can feel an energy around you. And if not, that's okay. Just flow with whatever the message is that Radical is going to come through with. All right, here we go. I'll see you in a bit. Hey, you. Hello.
Welcome to our podcast, Radical.
It was inevitable that we get the invite to come to your podcast. What gave you the idea to have the podcast?
No way. Let me fix your mic. So tonight, it feels like a lot of people are carrying a lot of burden, and they have different body aches and issues, and feeling very heavy and exhausted, and they feel I feel like they're just, they're processing through their bodies, so they have a lot of aches and pains, and they're just really feeling like they're coming to the end of something.
You asked to Riz earlier why you have seasons. All of reality, it is in constant motion. There is a feeling of stillness that you want to achieve, but the feeling of stillness is not that nothing is moving. The tree looks very still, but on the smallest particles of the tree, they are vibrating, they are pulsating. Everywhere where you see stillness, life force energy is radiating. So we want to talk to you about, you are hearing a lot of talk about how to generate energy. You have had inventors in the past who want to make energy generators. You say, how do I regenerate? How do I refresh my energy? You have to start thinking of energy as all that is that you call God. You say God is all that is, permeates everything. That is pure energy. Your magic is to surrender to energy, not to generate energy. Many times when you are moving your body, you say, what I am expending energy. What if the dancer who is moving through the air very gracefully is there to surrender to the energy of the music? The music of that the dancer is dancing to propels them forward. Music is energy and moves you. But if you resist music, you will not feel energized. If you are hearing a song that you do not like, it will not energize you. Wow. Perhaps it will energize the person next to you. They say, that is my favorite song. They want to get up and dance. Another says, shut it off.
Right.
Because it is not resonating with them. For whatever reason, maybe they don't like the singer, the lyrics, the song, the frequencies are not resonating with them. Many times when a person is at a different stage of life, there are sounds and music that they now begin to appreciate. Mm-hmm. They say, I did not like this music when I was young. Now I appreciate it. Wow, it is very good. How come I never heard this before? It is because they are now in the different state of mind and consciousness. So if you were to look at it as music, can activate your energy if you surrender to it. If you resist it, you will not feel energized. It will shut you down. Think of the emotional states of your life. Many times you are experiencing unpleasant situations. You want to, again, shut off all that noise. You say, I want to shut off the noise in my mind. You want to surrender to peace in your mind. Many people cannot do this very easily because they are so far away from the vibration of peace. They have programmed themselves over and over again to keep going towards the resistance, the block.
Right.
That becomes the overall overarching feeling they are experiencing. It is always tension. Now, if you say, well, I have to work and so these things are stressing me in the body and I'm getting older. But you see, the secrets of age, they're about flexibility. Certainly in the body, you have many cultures which promote the flexibility of the body. In the East, you have the people doing Tai Chi.
Right.
They're doing the Qigong. They're doing the yoga. The principle is flexibility. It is surrendering to universal energy. As you surrender to energy, then you will be more energized. Now, when you are sick, you say, I am sick. We suggest for you to no longer say you are sick. Yes, that can be true for you, but what is equally true, or perhaps even more powerfully true, is that you are healing. While you are sick, you are healing. While you are in the pain, you are healing. It is in your innate nature. It is built into you. All of the cells of the body know that it is time to heal something. It is an automatic response. Now, if you consciously focus on healing as well, then the body will accelerate in the healing. You are now learning the powers of your mental energy. Where do you get mental energy? First, you would have to say, where do you get mentally exhausted?
Interesting.
Mentally exhausted means that you are not getting what you want. It is not turning out the way you want.
Right.
So, entire perspective shifts on a cosmic level would have to happen. Now you say, well, that is what I'm trying to do. I am trying to have peace in this chaotic world. First, you would have to say, the world is not chaotic. It is constantly in flux. So instead of saying, I am trying to have peace in this chaotic world, you say, I am learning how to float and flow better in the flux of creation and reality as it is unfolding. It takes a lot of words, but you can simply say, I'm learning how to be a better surfer in the ocean. The emotion of the ocean. You can drown or you learn to float. Look at the bodies that drown in the water. They float. Dead bodies are floating. Live people are drowning. Why? The dead body has no resistance in it. So it is buoyant in the water most of the time. So it is, how do you become an alchemist, a wizard? What do the alchemists do? They are able to go into the structure of what is being experienced, a natural resource, and able to, through alchemy, change it. The same principles about your life. That which is energy draining, how to open. If it is energy draining, it means that it is cutting you off from energy. It is not that it is sucking energy out of you. It is simply cutting you off from energy. So it is about opening the blocks. Earlier you said, how do you become more psychic? Do not make things wrong. That is a very basic foundational principle for the same as healing. So you allow yourself.
So energy can flow.
You must surrender to flow rather than trying to break resistance.
Because that's the wrong focus. If you're focused on resistance, you want to focus on flow.
Certainly when you break the resistance and you finally experience flow, you say, well, no, because I broke it, I experienced it. But see, that is a very old way of looking at it, that it is a force breaking another, rather than the spiritual teaching is everything is one. All events, all timelines, all vibrations are connected as one. In fact, they are not even connected. You do not say, if you're holding an apple, that the left side of the apple is connected to the right side of the apple. You don't say that. It is the apple.
Right.
Now, the connection is your perspective. You say all experiences are connected. You look, you start to have spiritual awakenings. You say, wow, everything is connected. Everything is connected. You are realizing oneness. You are using the words everything is connected, but you are realizing oneness. So you have to surrender to oneness. Once you realize it, you say, what was I doing the whole time? Either I was clenching my fist or opening my hands.
Right. So
Earlier,
go ahead.
earlier, Riz say bracing yourself. Correct. You're either bracing yourself in a form of resistance or you are surrendering. Now, some people will say, whoa, I can surrender to something that is bad.
So in a practical way, in a game, like a video game, you see the little character, they hit against the wall. They keep hitting against the wall until you move the control stick to move him this way or up, but not keep hitting the same wall. So this is the resistance. They keep focused, looking at the same thing over and over, instead of looking for other areas where there's more flow, more easiness, more grace, more energy flow.
The only reason you are seeing it as a wall is because you have made it wrong.
Correct.
Your magic is when you
Alchemy,
turn the walls into doors.
That's alchemy. And that's a change of perspective, change of thought pattern, change of beliefs, change of just how you see life. Right? Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you so much.
Be well, everyone. We send you energy now. Everybody close your eyes. Red Eagle send you energy. Receive it. See if you can surrender. Close eyes. It will count down from 3 to 1. Then at 1, feel a very strong light around you. First, close your eyes, everybody. And take one big deep breath in through the nose. Close your eyes. Breathe out and relax your shoulders. Now we send energy to you. 3, 2, 1. Through the top of your head now. Relax. Let it trail off like stars above your head. Good. Open your eyes. Be well.
Thank you.
Whew.
That was really, really wonderful. Do you know,
Boy.
speaking of jaw, I don't know if you guys notice when Red Eagle comes through, Riz's jaw juts forward, and he used to channel up to 3 to 4 hours at a time.
Yeah.
His jaw was completely forward, and afterwards, your jaw would be hurting for like a whole day. You remember? You used to have to.
Now it's strengthened my jaw. What can you say? There's every channeler has different things they experience. For when Red Eagle comes through, I mean, the whole body kind of feels different. But more on that another time.
Thank you so much. For
I hope you
bringing
guys
him
enjoyed
through.
tonight. Thanks so much for being here. We will be back, not this Sunday because we're going to be away, but the following Sunday we'll be back for our live Psychic Sundays. And join us, guys. There's lots of fun stuff coming up and blessings all the way. Also, I want to give you one request that I have for you is that we're going to post a link where you can give us a little testimonial about our channel. And Erica's going to post it in the description here. Erica, is that link ready?
Yeah, I can get it. And by the way,
Okay, so we'll post it in the description. All you have to do
like
is
and
click it.
subscribe, you
All you have to do is
guys.
click the link, and then you can just type in some testimonials and say some whatever kind words you would say about our channel. It would help us a lot and keep the channel going. And that's all you have to do. Click the link and tell us how you enjoy the show.
And please like and subscribe and comment underneath the video. And I'll get that link to you guys. I'm not finding it right at this very second, but
yeah, guys, also hit the notifications button because
Right, to be
sometimes we
notified.
do surprise lives and then you'll know when we're on, okay?
oh, next week, next Sunday, we will be leading a group journey out of town, right?
No. No, that's like
Oh,
next
is
month.
that Mother's Day?
Sunday.
No. We'll be back on.
Mother's Day.
We'll
oh,
be
so
back
it's Mother's
on
Day. So we're
Mother's
gonna
Day.
do probably another Thursday again. Something like that.
We'll let you know.
Right.
That's why you
Okay.
got to hit the
Yeah, yeah,
notifications
yeah.
button.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
All right, guys.
See you again.